Hi guys, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is well. I'm just here to do a quick video on self-care for social workers. As I say in almost every video that I make, social work is a challenging role to have, so you need to have self-care skills in order to be able to maintain a career in social work for a long time. Of course, you need to be healthy physically, emotionally, mentally, in order to be able to provide the best service possible and continue to practice as a social worker. So as always, I've got a note here that I've written everything in, so I'm going to make reference to it, so excuse me if I keep looking down, and let's get right into it. Okay, so as you've seen in one of my videos, I talk about supervision. It's important to take advantage of supervision as a social worker because it's an opportunity to debrief, and it's an opportunity to grow in your practice, to learn more and to know how you can apply your theories and things like that. Usually supervision is provided by someone who's a little bit advanced in their social work career. Sometimes it's not always a social worker, that would be a supervisor, it could be like a psychologist or something like that, but it's always important to make sure you're getting supervision whilst you're practicing social work because it's really important for your self-care. Obviously debriefing is major if you're hearing traumatic stories on a daily basis. So that's one. Second one is taking breaks when needed. Sometimes we can get consumed in our work, and then we're like, oh, we'll take a break later, and then we just continue doing work. I think it's really important to set a time when you need to have a break and make sure you stick to it. No matter how much work you have to do, leave your desk and go and have that break and come back and continue whatever you're doing. Also, obviously, like we all do get like a couple of weeks off per year, well, if you're in full-time work or depending on the work that you're doing. Make sure that you take advantage of holidays, go away, do something. Even if you can't afford to go away, just be away from work, take that time off. And even if you have 20,000 clients waiting for you, just know you have to be healthy in order to be able to continue to provide them the best service possible. So take that time off and holiday and relax and go back to work refreshed. That's another important thing for self-care. I think being assertive, it's not talked about enough, but I think it's really important. I don't know if it fits into self-care, but I think in a way it does, in order to be able to be able to put your points forward and not let anybody I don't know how to put it, like not let anybody take advantage of you. And in order to be firm and confident, you need to learn to be assertive. It's like a mandatory thing to have if you want to be a social worker. Otherwise, it's quite difficult. You're probably going to go home upset about something because you were not able to speak up about something, and it always piles up, and in the end you feel like, I can't do this anymore. So I think it's a gradual process, but it's important to bear in mind that you need to learn to be assertive in order to stay in a social work career. I think another thing is knowing that you cannot meet the needs of every client that you're presented with. It's another important thing. Sometimes clients come with such complicated issues, and we sometimes social workers feel obligated to meet all of them, but we just need to know what our role is and stick to that and do our best for them and let them move on to the next organization or whatever. Because otherwise, if we carry that burden, we can't handle it, because in your work role as a social worker, you're not only going to get one client, you're probably going to get, I don't know how many, like in your whole entire career as a social worker, you're probably going to get like, I don't know, 1,000 clients. So imagine if you're carrying the burden of each and every one of them, like you're just going to blow up and you're going to get bent out and you can't do it. So just make sure you know that, you can only do so much, and just leave it there. And, make sure you talk about it as well during supervision, and making sure you get enough sleep is also important. I know it can be difficult when you have all these other commitments back at home, like you've got family, you've got something on the side you're doing, and you've got 1,001 things to do. I think making sure you get sleep is important. Sometimes it's difficult for me to go to sleep. There's this meditation video that I found on YouTube that I used to go to sleep sometimes, and I've noticed that every time that I use it, like I don't know, it's just, I'm in a different world when I fall asleep, and then when I wake up I just feel so relaxed. So I can link it in the description bar. If you guys are interested, you can have a look. I think having hobbies is also important. It keeps your brain active, it keeps you interested in something. So when you get time off work, take advantage and use it for your hobbies. And yeah, just relax and do something else besides having to think about work 24/7. I think that also knowing that you're only there to support a client, you're not necessarily there to change them, is another important thing. You're only supporting them to assist them in making the changes that they think are important for them, is what you're there to do. You're not there to change them. Sometimes we put it on ourselves to change clients, and when that doesn't happen, we feel guilty, or like it was our obligation to get that done. But just knowing that it's not in our control is important. Just know you're here to support the client, refer them to services, provide as much emotional support you can as possible and all that, and just leave it as that and not take on more than we're required to. That's important. I think exercising is great as well. I know it can be difficult again, with no time, and when you get back from work you're just too tired and you just can't be bothered. But it's just one of those things that once you do it, you actually feel so good. Like before you do it, you're not bothered, but once you do it, you just feel so good, and you realize that you sleep even better because you're so tired. And yeah, so besides your health, physical health, I think it's important for your mental health. And yeah, so it's good to exercise as part of your self-care as well. And it's a great way to relieve stress, exercise. Finally, I think enjoying your work is important. Making sure that what you're doing is, you're not just rushing through things just to get them done. You're actually enjoying the process of getting those things done. So in that way, you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, you're not too stressed out, and you're actually learning from the process. So I'm not sure how many points I mentioned for you guys, but I hope this video is helpful, and you stay strong as social workers, and you take care of yourself, because you're the most important person. So take care of yourself so you're able to take care of others. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Please rate, comment and subscribe if you find these videos helpful.